Okay, so let's do a movie review. Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. So this movie, I think it just hit its second weekend in theaters. So I want to give my thoughts on it, and of course, this is going to be a spoiler review. If you haven't seen the movie, come back after you've seen the movie. So this movie picks up a little bit after the last movie, Godzilla versus King Kong. A little bit of time has passed, and it starts off with a huge signal. These seismic shocks are coming from deep in Hollow Earth. We got Gia, a significant character, the mute Iwi girl, who was the last survivor on Skull Island. She's somehow able to pick up these signals, and she's having trouble fitting into society because she keeps getting these disturbances. Godzilla is also sensing something. Godzilla senses a very powerful force coming, and because he senses this force coming, he decides that he needs to get more powerful. So he goes off on these quests to suck up nuclear power. He completely wrecks a nuclear power plant, absolutely destroys it, and somehow sucks up the nuclear energy from it. And after that, we're introduced to this new monster, Tiamat, who lives in the Arctic Ocean. Godzilla just goes up there and wrecks this monster because this monster has similar powers to Godzilla, where it harbors nuclear energy. So Godzilla decides it needs to suck up all of the nuclear energy from this monster in order to get more powerful. And that's how we get the pink Godzilla, because this monster is swimming around in the Arctic Ocean glowing pink. And once Godzilla sucks up its energy, it turns pink. So I can see the direction that they're trying to go with this movie. They expanded the world pretty significantly. They added a bunch of new characters and a couple of new locations. So there's this huge Iwi tribe living deep in Hollow Earth, never had contact with the outside world, and apparently they've just been waiting on the arrival of Gia. And I'm tripping off of this because Gia could have easily been dropped out. She could have easily been deleted on numerous occasions because they're constantly putting this little girl in dangerous situations. So this Iwi tribe who's been waiting on her arrival, they would have been waiting forever. But somehow she's connected to this tribe, even though she's never met them. She's from Skull Island, they're from Hollow Earth, but she's connected to them, and she's the only one able to summon this new Mothra, the revival of Mothra, who's Godzilla's bestie. Then we got this dude bro named Trapper. He's this superstar. He's a Titan veterinarian, and on top of that, he's a combat pilot. So they just introduced this OP guy into the film, and I think he's cool. His character is decent, but I don't know, because you got excellent veterinarian skills, you're a dentist, and you're a pilot. That's crazy. But the most interesting addition to this new world, this new Godzilla universe, is Scar King. Scar King and his alleged new empire, the alleged new empire. So Scar King is this giant ape who becomes the enemy of King Kong. He looks like a chimp orangutan hybrid. He has very long arms. He's fast. I think his introduction was pretty badass. The way the camera moved on him, how it was dark, the look on his face, how he was sitting there with the bone whip. That was pretty badass. But he immediately got his butt kicked by King Kong. And that's one of my disappointments, because all of the hype with this guy, I thought he would beat the brakes off King Kong. He was faster than him, but King Kong easily bested him. And that's when it was revealed that Scar King has a secret weapon, Shimu. This is the character that's really been getting hyped up, because Shimu is this gigantic ice monster who's so powerful that it caused an ice age. And it gets the best of King Kong, injures his arm, and that's when we get King Kong with the metal arm. We get Iron Man King Kong. So we get these powerful characters added. We got Scar King. He has a whole army. The backstory on him was, long ago, Scar King, with his army of giant apes, nearly killed Godzilla. Godzilla is worried because Godzilla can sense, okay, we got Scar King. They have Shimu down there. So Godzilla is so worried that he has to get as strong as possible in preparation for a major battle with Scar King and his army along with Shimu. King Kong gets this addition, like I just said, he got the Iron Man arm, and it was all for nothing. All for nothing. That final battle, we had the duo tag team match, and it was anticlimactic. Scar King was nowhere near as powerful as the other three. I mean, easily beat, even with his weapon, easily beat by Kong. Shimu was getting tussled around by Godzilla. They were tussling. Shimu managed to freeze the sky a little bit, destroyed a few buildings, but that was it. For Godzilla to be so worried, oh, I gotta go power up, I gotta do all of this, we need to do some augmentation on Kong, make him stronger. these monsters aren't a threat. These monsters aren't scaring anybody. King Ghidorah was way more fearsome, way more of a threat to the world than these two monsters. And that was my problem with this film. So I think the film was good overall. I like Kong's story. They kind of humanized him a little bit, show how lonely he was. He walked around for decades being alone, and he finally met Suko, the little baby ape. So people are calling him Baby Kong. They were able to bond, and Suko was actually very helpful in the battle multiple times. He actually saved King Kong's ass multiple times. But I think the visuals on this movie were nice, even though it was heavily CGI driven. Hollow Earth looks really good, and they have a variety of monsters as they fly through Hollow Earth. You see all of these different monsters. Even King Kong at the beginning of the movie, he was fighting some type of new monster that we haven't seen before. And even the army of apes, Scar King's army, all of the different apes were distinguishable. They had different faces, different looks. So I think it was all pretty good. My problem was the pacing of the movie, the pacing of the plot, because I think in this type of situation, you introducing all these new characters, you're giving this backstory about how powerful Scar King is. He almost defeated Godzilla, even though Godzilla easily wrecks everybody else. Godzilla is so worried about Scar King. Give us a part two. I think them deleting Scar King at the end was a mistake. Scar King should have been much more powerful than what he is, and he should have easily embarrassed Kong. You need to get an audience a reason to believe that these monsters are a real threat. I mean, Mecha Godzilla was more of a threat than these monsters. So if Godzilla is so worried, give us a reason to believe it. I don't see it. Him tussling around with Shimu, I don't see the threat there. I see Godzilla. If they just go one-on-one, I see Godzilla winning that fight. And obviously, Scar King had already got beat down within a few minutes by Kong. So Scar King should have been much more powerful than what he is. And there should have been a battle. I think this is how the movie should have ended. There should have been a battle in Hollow Earth with Scar King trying to get to the surface, Godzilla and Kong trying to stop him. And at the end, Scar King finally gets the best of him and escapes Hollow Earth, gets to the surface with his army. And then in the movie, and then we go into a part two where we can see how much of a threat Shimu really is. Make Shimu way stronger. If you're saying this is some legendary monster capable of destroying the whole world, then give us a part two and let this monster show us just how powerful it is. Let it showcase this strength. But again, these two monsters were easily bested. In fact, once Scar King lost control of Shimu, Shimu quickly joined Godzilla and King Kong's side, and they deleted Scar King, and Shimu became King Kong's pet. What the hell was that at the end? This legendary, super powerful monster is reduced to a pet. That's what it looks like to me. So overall, good movie, but the pacing was a bit too fast, and there should have been two parts. Those are my thoughts on the movie. Let me know what you guys think. Leave me your thoughts below. Share the video. Thanks for watching.